But first, in Libya, as the government continues to work on rebuilding the country after the uprising that ousted the old regime, the economy appears to be recovering quickly. It surged by over 100% last year, and growth of over 20% is projected over the coming year. But when it comes to political and social stability, things aren't faring nearly as well. One of the issues that many Libyans feel the government's been slow to act on is a controversial property law brought in under Colonel Gaddafi. France 24's correspondents sent us this report.
Demonstrators gather outside the Libyan Prime Minister's office, a common occurrence in New Libya. These crowds are demanding the suspension of an unpopular Gaddafi law that caused tens of thousands of Libyans to lose their properties overnight. Law number 4, brought in 1978, took away the right of anyone to own more than one property, first taking it for the state and then allowing occupants to sell the properties they once rented.
These people have been harmed and their property is lost, and in 42 years they've become elderly, and it's caused problems where people hate each other. An uncle not visiting an uncle because his land became someone else's. We've been very patient with the government. Nothing new in 2 years.
The issues around land rights have been divisive for the Libyan community, and pressure is now growing on the government to find a solution. These problems are highlighted when cousins Fethi and Nabil Zaghali take us to the old city quarter of Tripoli to show us the streets and houses they grew up in. It's clearly a very emotional experience.
I'm so happy to come back to the house I was born in, that I spent my childhood in.
Whilst talking to us, filming is interrupted by members of the family that currently calls the Zaghali's birthplace home, insisting it's now theirs.
Why are you filming this house? We've been here 40 years. We've been living here and you come here after 40 years? As I understand it, the house belongs to its occupants. It's all about this house? What? You don't have anywhere else to live but this house?
The argument continues with no clear resolution. In situations like this, papers become important. The Zaghalis have documents that trace their ownership back to the early 1930s, though for Fethi, documents are rarely needed to prove it.
There's no one who takes a home and doesn't know who owns it. From the neighbors, relatives, we're one community. Are we waiting for a catastrophe to happen before we suspend law number 4? There's no longer any excuse. The state must find a solution quickly to save what is left to save.
At the Prime Minister's office, the demonstrators fared no better at getting an answer from the authorities.
We wanted to meet Mr. Zidane, head of the government. In short, Mr. Zidane did not want to meet with us.
The catastrophe that Fethi hinted at is visible from the angry crowds, frustrated and now considering other options to take back their property.
We don't want compensation. If the property is not returned to its owners, we will use force. We will take it by force. Just like they took it by force, so will we.
If the government does not find a solution, and soon, the danger is what solutions will the people themselves turn to?